All right, YouTube, this is Rocky, and I'm just dropping a thought. It's not going to be a long video. There is a lot of buzz on the internet, or at least on YouTube, that these influencers are getting expensive gifts. And I myself, in my ignorance, I'm thinking, well, they must be pretty popular. They're representing the brand, things like that. They got the popularity. And from what I understand, the average consumer does not even purchase a lot of the products that these influencers are getting. That's red flag number one. I mean, not a red flag, but it's just an interesting flag, flapping in the wind. Another aspect of it is that they're basically using influencers for advertising. So just in case the average consumer gets curious, and they come across Tarte, not that they're going to go look for it, because truly the average consumer is going to find a product that comes close to what they're seeing influencers do. The only people who are really paying attention to influencers are those people who can afford to get up, go out, run out and buy that product, or order it online. And that's because they believe in these influencers. They believe in their testimonials and things like that. But the average consumer will not go buy Tarte. But here's the kick. The average consumer will get up and go out and buy Chanel. And that's because things like that are readily available to consumers. Like I said, consumerism is about making products, goods, and services convenient. The average consumer is not going to jump through hoops just to get a lip gloss. They are not going to do it. The only people who really can do that are people who can afford to do it. Who can afford to do it. Like Kylie Cosmetics, Kim Kardashian stuff, a lot of these popular brands, they are marketed towards, people who can afford to get up and just spontaneously indulge in their products. And I'm not even saying that they're luxury brands. Hold on. I'm not saying that they're luxury brands, because there are certain companies, goods, services, and products that are luxury brands that people will get up and go out and get because of their reputation, because of their quality, because of their familiarity and convenience. Okay? I mean, everybody else, you can go online and order Kardashian all you want to, but there are high-end brands that offer the same thing that they do that people will pay for. So, I mean, influencers are basically advertising for good advertisement for a lot of small companies that are trying to get their product out there, that are trying to get the attention. And one of the brands, Tati, or Tatcha, whatever it is, I don't even know the name of it. But I think that they're partnering with Hermes to send these influencers these expensive gifts so they'll promote their products. And that's all well and good. It's not going to inspire me to buy their cosmetics. It's just inspiring the phenomena of it to me, because, like I said, the average consumer who can afford to purchase their luxury brand they're going to make those informed decisions based on what is familiar to them and what is accessible. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I understand why a lot of people don't like consumers, because they're really not an authentic source for determining the quality or the worth of certain products. They are good at determining the popularity of certain products and goods and services. I mean, so many brands, market their products through influencers because they want to get known. And one thing about a lot of high-end brands like Chanel, they feel that they have to hit that consumer realm, the influencer realm, not consumer realm, the influencer realm, because they're an old brand and they probably, want to make their products and goods, products and services relevant to a growing population of young people. First of all, y'all need to change. I mean, I love Chanel. I love it. But, you need to find a fashion designer that's more relevant. I mean, a lot of their stuff is still marketed to a lot of older women who can afford to purchase. Yeah, I know. But, anyway. That's a whole nother video. But what I'm talking about are influencers and how a lot of brands are using them to market their products, and people are getting jealous because they're sending them $700 bracelets, and then not everybody is getting those $700 bracelets. Only specific influencers are getting those bracelets, and it's probably based on the numbers, the popularity, and the influence that they have. I mean, are they going to influence people to get up and go out and get and buy their products? I don't know. Some of them probably do. Some of them probably do, but the average consumer is not. I can promise you that. And if they are, they're probably buying it for their kids, their daughters, a loved one, but the average consumer, not really. Because the average consumer is a huge, huge market. It's a huge niche. And I don't think that influencers are going to be taken seriously enough in order to capture those audiences. Because, and the reason why is a lot of them are not even educated. I mean, I don't know how many of them have cosmetology degrees. How many of them have degrees or certificates in applying makeup. This shit, I mean, it's totally based on popularity. And for me, if I want to take my influencing career seriously, I want mine to be based on the quality of the product, the convenience and the accessibility of products. Because if I want to represent a brand, I want to represent a brand that people can say, I got this because I want people to be able to depend on what I say. Like a lot of the products that I talk about, you can go to Whole Foods, you can go, I mean, and Amazon is also readily available, but then you got to worry about things being delivered. I'm trying not to curse because, when you are purchasing things like makeup and clothes and things that help you in your everyday routine, you need them to be accessible, because you have to run out and you have to restock those products. You have to, and if it's a product that you really love, you want to be able to have access to it. You want to be able to run out and get it when you need it. You don't want to have to wait for 2 to 3 days for somebody to send it to you in the mail, because the average consumer is going to use something until it is all gone. One of the products that I purchased recently is something by Honest Beauty. I got it on sale and I like the product, but do I love it enough to run out and get it? Not really. Not really. There are some products that I love that the average person would not understand, and that's mostly basic things like castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and I loyally purchase from the same brand because it's organic, it's not overly refined, it's not overly processed. It's presented to me in its rawest, most natural form. And that's one of the things about, being a consumer. You also have to watch how people process things. You run out and you get something that somebody that you love on the internet suggests, and it's not even for you. It causes skin eruptions and things like that. And I mean, so you have to like I said, you have to be careful. And I think that the average consumer is really careful about taking the advice based on popularity. I think that mostly young people have to be taught or have to learn. Not that it, not there, because, a lot of young consumers are probably still, taking advice from their parents. But I think that the average, person has to, go through some things as a consumer in order to figure out, how to really invest their money in products and goods and services and things like that, instead of just buying something based on popular demand. Like I said, most of the stuff I purchase is because it works for me, because I'm informed, because I done searched it up on the internet like 20,000 times. I done read reviews. I done watched videos. I've asked questions. Because, man, I've tried some things based on popular thought and failed tragically. And failed tragically. So, I learned my lesson a long time ago. that advertising is advertising, and that there are some brands that are just using what is popular in order to get their brand, to get their product out there, to get it seen, to get it noticed. And I'm talking about the reality as a consumer, that although these companies are marketing through influencers, that the average consumer is just not going to partake of that market. They just are not. The average consumer who is serious about his or her makeup, hair care, skincare, they're going to do the research. It's going to have to be convenient. It's going to have to do what it says it's going to do. You're going to have a lot of returns. And that's why a lot of these brands I will never shop with, because how reliable is their return policy? And for a lot of them, you can't. For a lot of these people, you cannot return their products. You cannot get all of your money back. You cannot do it. And that is where a lot of consumers, I know I would not invest in some of these brands because I can't even get my money back. What if I suffer a damage and I have to go out and get a lawyer? I don't want to go through all that. And see, a lot of people are not so quick to go get attorneys and say, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to do it, because it's time consuming. It really is. It's time consuming. It consumes your energy. It's an emotional upheaval in your everyday routine. So, that's the reality of it all. For me, if I can't go get it at the grocery store or my convenience store, or at my local mall, or at my local popular retail store, then the likelihood that I'm going to get it is very nil. And the only way that I order things off of Amazon is because Amazon has those rare products that are imported from different parts of the globe. Like K-beauty, Japanese beauty, a lot of equipment that, like, I want to purchase an air fryer. I'm going to purchase an air fryer next month. Not an air fryer, but a rice cooker. Now, rice cookers in American culture, please, we throw a pot of water on the stove, but I realize that I love rice. Rice is always, a part of my diet. And I found myself going to the stove 2 or 3 times a day, y'all, just to cook a few cups of rice. So I want to get a rice cooker so that, it's convenient for me to eat. And that is, that's why I shop on Amazon. Because they have those products and services that are unique to other cultures, that me as a consumer can take advantage of the convenience of having their products in my home. And I just wanted to make this video just to bring